All right, guys, it's Coach Campbell. Go ahead for any questions you got for me.
If you have a question for Coach Campbell, please use the raise hand button in your participant panel. And our first question will come from Randy Peterson, the Des Moines Register. Go ahead, Randy.
Matt, what was the difference in halves in your estimation?
Yeah, gosh, I don't even know. I just felt like, man, we were really close most of the game. And, I think just, I think the biggest thing is it's hard for us. You turn the ball over against a really good team like that. Man, it's hard to win, and I feel like, we just kind of had to settle in a little bit. And, that's kind of happened against that team now twice. And, once we settled in, I thought we found our rhythm pretty well.
Was that nerves, do you think, at the beginning of the game, having not been this far?
Nah, I don't think so. I think if you go back to the first time we played them, it was very similar. So I don't think that has much to do with it.
Our next question comes from John Schaefer of WOI. Go ahead, John.
Matt, how big was losing Ishu Young there the second play of the game?
Well, a challenge, but I feel like that's kind of where we live. The obstacle's the way, and you know what? You have to overcome it, and we did. And those guys that came in played outstanding, and quite honestly, really proud of some of those guys. So, you hate to lose a good player like that, but that is what it is, and you take it, you move on from it, and boy, it gave some other guys a great opportunity to get in and really kind of show their growth. So I was really proud of some of those guys.
The confusion on that last play, was there any thought of calling a timeout there before the snap got off?
No, I think we felt like we had a good play, and I think there was a little bit of pressure. Brock did a great job of kind of, giving us an opportunity to create, down the field. But no, I don't think there was. It wasn't so much the confusion as was the clock, the clock coming down. But we had everybody set where we needed them to have set.
Our next question will be from Ben Visser of the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Go ahead, Ben.
Hey, Coach, I feel like we've asked this question a few times this year, but what can you say about the fight resolve this team? I mean, you're obviously down pretty big at half, and then you come clawing back.
Well, I mean, really, all I asked our kids in this game is just be who you are. And so I guess the reality is we are who we are. And I think it's what makes this program really special. I think it's what makes this team really special. You hate it that you're a couple points short in this game, but boy, oh boy, you leave pretty damn proud that the culture, the character, and really the leadership that this program and this team has and the resolve it shows pretty much has showed up each and every day and each and every week from the start of the season to the end of the season. So I guess a mission accomplished. We were who we were.
Speaking about you are who you are, I mean, I thought about this when I asked the question. Like I said, you talk about playing all four quarters, but you played all four quarters the entire season, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
You kept fighting the entire season more than just all four quarters.
Well, I think, Ben, from our deal, and I've said this a lot in our program, is this is not a result-oriented football program. I think we're result-aware, outcome-aware, but I really believe that the investment of our leadership team, from our coaches to our players, is we are process and really culture-driven. And when you live like that, then you don't reside in the highs or the lows of what the scoreboard tells you or what, and I know I get it. It's your jobs to write articles and what the press tells you or what, mom and dad tell you. What you become is you become the best version of yourself you can be. And I think there's no question at the end of the day, this football team has become the best version of itself it can be. And that's really hard to do in our sport. It's really hard when you got 18 to 22-year-olds, really hard in a year like this. But boy, oh boy, I don't know if I could be prouder of what these young men have done and what they've accomplished.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next question will be from Matt Bellinson of the Iowa State Daily. Go ahead, Matt.
Coach, going on that last point, obviously, like you mentioned, they showed the fight there in the second half. Just how tough is it knowing that they probably left some plays out there in the first half so they wouldn't have to claw back in the second half there?
Yeah, I don't know. To me, like I said, I don't know if that's tough for me. It's a football game, and it's four quarters, and you're playing, as we know, in a very talented, outstanding football program. And if you expect perfection, I think you're a fool. If you expect that you're going to play a game that's gonna have highs and lows and your ability to weather the storm and continuing to fight, then I think then you have some realism to what this sport is and what football is. And I think for me, I've got great realism that what I just witnessed was the character and the heart and really the soul of Iowa State football today.
How would you evaluate Brock's performance today?
Man, I mean, I still think Brock was really good. It's like I've said, and since he took over 2.5 years ago, like that guy gave us a chance. And I know there's times that the ball got turned over, but there's pressure, and he's got this unbelievable escapability. And to be honest with you, we're nowhere close in that football game if Brock Purdy's not our quarterback, and obviously we're not even sniffing this football game if Brock Purdy's not our quarterback.
Thank you.
Our next question will be from Travis Hines in the Ames Tribune. Go ahead, Travis.
Matt, on that last offensive drive, you guys were moving the ball pretty well, but how much did those false starts kind of get you off schedule from what you were doing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously those penalties hurt, and they've got great edge rushers, and I think it pulled a couple of those guys off sides, and so again, I do think our detail at times, Travis, in this game wasn't, in all phases, it wasn't as good as we needed it to be. But, I still felt like, again, we've given ourselves every opportunity to go win the game. And, but that hurt us there at the end.
Responding after losses has not been a problem for this team, but what do you expect or what do you hope to see in a couple of weeks before whatever bowl game comes your way?
Well, you got to grow, right? I mean, the season's not over. Obviously, the regular season now is, and, the championship game is. But I love the character and the humility of this team. I know what the senior leadership and the elite junior leadership that we have in this program. And, I expect us to continue to respond and continue to grow. And, again, this group has never disappointed me once, and I would certainly be shocked if they disappointed me now.
Any thought or hope of where you guys might land?
No, I'll be honest with you. I don't even know what bowl games are being played or what the process is. And to be honest with you, we'll worry about that probably sometime tomorrow. But really could care less. Just hope this team gets another opportunity to play football.
Thank you.
Yep.
Our next question will be from Ben Visser of the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Go ahead, Ben.
Hey, Coach, what do you see from Oklahoma's defense that contained Brees Hall and got pressure on Brock Purdy relatively often tonight or today?
Yeah, I thought it was, you give those guys credit. I mean, they found some unique ways to get an extra hat in the box. We struggled to, create great vertical run seams and consistently doing those things. And, so I thought they did a really good job. And, they've played outstanding on defense really for the majority of the year. And, hats off to obviously Coach Grinch and certainly Oklahoma.
Our next question will be from Randy Peterson of the Des Moines Register. Go ahead, Randy.
Matt, talking about the OU defensive line for a minute, they were outstanding today, the OU defensive line. How much did it hurt your offensive line when Remsburg got hurt very early in the game?
Yeah, really the first offensive play, Randy. So that was tough losing Jake, and I'll have to go back and watch the video and see how Joey played. I think the positive is you got a guy like Joey who actually started against Oklahoma the last time. So I don't know if that was as big a deal other than the fact of Jake has played really good football for this team, and we're really, really proud of what he's done and accomplished as a redshirt freshman.
Our next question will be from Jared Stansberry of Cyclone Fanatic. Go ahead, Jared.
Coach, you obviously have a lot of guys who, I know you have to play a bowl game, but you have a lot of guys who will be coming back next year. Do you envision coming up short in this game being a thing that will drive them going into, the offseason?
Yeah, I don't know. It just depends what kind of team we have. I think it's going to be really interesting to, get to the end of the season, obviously continue to evaluate our year, and then, figure out what kind of team is coming back. To me, it was the senior leadership of this year's team that allowed, greatness to occur. it'll be fascinating to me to see, what the character, what kind of leadership we will get from next year's group. And, that's, I think, it's really early to kind of figure that out and truly understand that. But, I do know there's some great, great young men that are coming in to be seniors next year for this program. And, certainly look forward to evaluating next year's team when it's appropriate to do so.
Time for two more questions for Coach Campbell. Our next one will be from John Schaefer of WOY. Go ahead, John.
Matt, what can you say about Xavier Hutchinson's performance today? I mean, he showed flashes of Hakeem Butler, Alan Lazard, and even his own personality out there today.
Well, I'd almost tell you guys I told you so. I think I've been telling you about this guy from the before the season started. And like I said, I think my favorite thing about X is from the day that I met Xavier, and from the day that he showed up on our campus, he has worked as harder than any of the players in our football program. And when you have great talent and then you're willing to have an elite work ethic next to that talent, then in the biggest moments, your God-given ability shines. And for X, he shines. And, I think to me that's exciting. You're proud to be able to coach a guy like that. A guy like that brings out the best not only in himself but those around him. And so I'm really grateful that he's in our program, and he certainly made Iowa State football a lot better.
Our final question will be from Jet Beecham of KGAN. Jet, go ahead. Jet, there you go.
Oh, okay, cool. Matt, lastly, your defense was stellar today, especially missing Aisheem Young early, and especially with the 3 picks. How proud of you were you of those guys of rallying and really being, that key to that second half comeback and stopping and forcing OU to punt and obviously holding to a field goal in that last drive?
Man, I mean, what those guys did today on defense, I mean, and they've done it all year. It's not just today. But, I mean, when you've got a great defense, they give you a chance to win football games, and they give you a chance to play really high-end football. And obviously, you look at that senior leadership on that side of the ball, and the Greg Eisworths and the Jaquan Baileys and the Eni Razarike and, Jake Hummel. I mean, man, we're Lawrence White. We're blessed to have so many amazing humans on that side, and not only amazing humans but great players. And I think that what I love about them is they never flinch, and they never flinched today. They haven't flinched all year, and they've given us an incredible opportunity to have great success and do the things that this team and this program has done this year. So I can't sing their praises high enough, because what they've done is they've established excellence within our program. All right, guys. Thanks so much.